Who we got next, Simon?
Please welcome to the stage, Pete Dillon-Trenchard.
Oh, what a name!
3 names. Start the clock.
Hello. My name's Pete, although my full name is actually Peter Charles Sampson Dillon-Trenchard. Yeah, what that name means is that... Thanks. I didn't come up with it. But what that name means is that my family used to have money, but that my great-great-granddad wisely decided to invest it all in prostitutes. Yeah, I am still slightly bitter about that. I mean, according to one man who heckled me during a recent gig, I'm the reason God invented prostitutes. Yeah. Thank you. I felt that was unfair too. I mean, that is until I realised that there are at least 3 different comic shops in or around Soho's red light district, so clearly he's not the first person to have made the association between geek and sex tourist. Soho, come for the whores, stay for Spider-Man. But I did think it was unfair of him, though. I mean, the only thing that sex has ever cost me in the 4.5 times I've done it... Thanks. Has been my dignity up to 92 seconds of my not very precious time. Okay, 91, I don't want to oversell myself there. And a Ghostbusters mug that I'm never going to feel comfortable drinking from again. I hate myself for that one. Incidentally, thanks for laughing when I said I'd had sex 4.5 times. No, really, means a lot. No, but I did a gig in Camden last week, and at that point, the audience just stared at me as if to say, well, that sounds plausible. If anything, Tubby, that's slightly higher than we were expecting. And, you know, if I'm honest, they're right. You know, it probably was closer to 4 times than 4.5. I learned the hard way that, as well-made as the extended Lord of the Rings films may be, watching all 3 of them back-to-back is considered by some women to be an unacceptable substitute for foreplay. Yeah, but, you know, I have always been a geek. I mean, my very first words were, "Damn it, Mum, I'm a toddler, not a bricklayer." Which, for those of you who don't know, is actually a hilarious pastiche of Dr. McCoy's line, "I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer," from Star Trek Season 1, Episode 26, Devil in the Dark. Oh, yeah. You're laughing and learning tonight. But, you know, as a geek, I've never been particularly good with women. I mean, not human women, anyway. You know, when I was 13 years old, I did try and build myself a robot girlfriend. I mean, I say try and build a robot girlfriend, I drilled a hole in a speak and spell. True story. But the thing is, I realised that a relationship between me and a robot wouldn't really work, because, I mean, Isaac Asimov's first law of robotics says that robots can't harm human beings, and I don't enjoy it if they're not harming me just a little bit. I've got to say, I do worry about some of the jokes I'm telling on stage sometimes, because I'm getting concerned that women in real life are starting to think that I'm this desperate in reality. I mean, imagine that. But particularly joggers, for some reason, female joggers, whenever they approach me now, started going like this, which apparently isn't the erotic gesture I first assumed it to be. It isn't, of course, an attempt to hide the breasts, and if you ask me, it's rather a flawed attempt, because if I stand here like this, I don't think this gentleman here is thinking, gosh, where's his cock gone? You're thinking that before? That's a fair assessment. No, he is, of course, thinking, when's this nightmare going to end? But, you know, yeah, I've never been good with women. I think there are a few reasons for my failures with women, but I think the main one is that I never had the birds and the bees talk from my parents. Instead, I had the "we don't mind if you're gay" talk. Which, I'll be honest, was slightly confusing for a 7-year-old. Yeah, I mean, I could see where my parents were coming from, though. I mean, whenever I was out playing my friends at that age, I would almost always be the pink Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Wasn't my fault. We were a group of 5 guys. I was the only one with breasts.
Hey!
Oh, brother!
Well done, mate. There we are. Whoa! Our first survivor!